Alright, we're streaming. We actually got some music this time. Pretty sure it's royalty free. I don't fucking know anymore. Doesn't really matter if it is or not. I'm just here for the hell of it. We gotta send off some links. Let's see, videos. We're gonna do a nice little art stream to relax and finish this B. I should be able to get shareable link. Cool. Alright, Justin. Let's see. I'm gonna send it to Justin so he can watch while we're doing it. This is for him. So oh god, it's so freaking nice. I haven't drawn with music in so long, it's ridiculous. I don't pay attention to enough to music to even deal with it, really. It'd be a good idea for me to have the actual stream open so I can read chat. Just in case. Alright, let's start this bitch. So now we're starting on, I did most of this already. I did a lot of things with the fur and shit. So I want to add some, I have my clipping layer right here. I don't know if you can start to see that right here. I'm at clipping layer. So my clipping layer allows me to only add color to the layer that's right below it. So right now I have the base skin like body tone for it. So I'm gonna add some darks, add some highlights, do whatever that I can with that. And just have fun with it. The highlights will be on afterwards, obviously. I want to do some darker tones first. See what I can do with it. Might be a little bit too hard to see. Cause I want this almost entire thing to be kind of dark. Except for very few parts of it. I don't know how well you guys can see that. It looks pretty nice up there, but I can barely see it on my screen. Because I want it to be... I want the contrast to show pretty nicely, at least. And we'll do what we can for highlights. I don't believe that I'm very good with highlights. It's one of those things I have trouble with. I've always had trouble with highlights, finding out where I want to put shadows and whatever. But I've seen enough recently to understand a bit better. I watch a lot of art videos just by myself, just hanging out. There we go. Yeah. Cool. This might be a little bit easier to do shadows around here. Because I know where I want them to be. I've thought about it kind of. Just enough to understand where I want it. And over here would be, it's going to be a lot easier actually. Because I don't need to worry about highlights on this side. Since I have the light coming in from one side instead of the other. And over here is where it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So it's got to go along the hairs. has like a guiding point for them, because their body is still segmented. The bee's body is still segmented. So like, I'm gonna take that and make it a bit brighter, and then we'll add the actual color I want to add for highlights in a smaller, has a smaller brush size. This is like the main color of highlight that I want. So now I'm gonna have that over here. I wonder how well that'll register to you guys. So it'd be a lot different seeing it from your angle than mine. So I'm seeing it a certain way. Here will be a main point for a highlight. So now when we add our darks around it, it won't look that bad. Now let's try to get our darkest color back in. Add that around the highlights. Try to make them pop out a lot more. Let's see, how's it looking on the screen? It's looking pretty good. I'm not mad at that. On this other side, though, I want to add a darker color over that highlight. I still want the highlight there, just not as prominent. So select that highlight, make it a little darker. Let's make our brush a little bit thinner as well. But this color, the highlight, will only be on this side. That's all. That's all where. That's the only place I want it to be at. So like when it gets up to the higher to the front leg up top, it won't be like that. It'll be back to this normal color. But I do want right here to have that darker color. Same with like right there. Maybe a small amount of highlight here. Nothing too drastic in this area. Then I want to grab this pink color again. And add it there. Ugh. My nose is really runny. All right. Let's turn the opacity down a bit. See what that does. Maybe. Now we can go ahead and merge that, like the way that it looks. But now I want a yellow color. I don't want it to be too bright. Actually, I do kind of want it to be bright. I want to lower the opacity of it down by a lot, though. So we only have certain colors popping up. Let's make that a bit smaller, too. So with that, I think that's gonna help you guys understand what I'm doing with this. I want it to, I only want the brighter yellows to really accentuate the color of the highlight that I already have on. But only certain parts of it, not like the entire thing or anything. Because it doesn't need it on the entire thing. It just needs that accent to really pop. Except for like right here where I do want it. Especially over here as well. I do want that lighter color to be here. These the parts of the head that are gonna that have like some sort of texture. Especially over here as well. Because it's like because the highlights aren't as prominent as the other side, where as opposed from like opposite from the light source, doesn't mean that there's not going to be highlights. You're still probably going to have some. I'm just not going to add too many because of that same reason. There might not be as much highlight as there is on this side, but it's still there. You still see it has a reflective light, no matter what. This is probably like the only reason I'm glad I was going to college for art, because stuff like this. So now when I scroll out, it should, yeah, it stands out pretty big. That's nice. It stands out quite a lot. But now that bitch got a color in. Fuck, I forgot about that. That's the eyes. That's the hair there. Let's turn that off as a clipping group. 100% opacity. Let's turn this into a nice fleshy pink. That's what it needs to be. The proboscis, I'm pretty sure. I don't fucking know anymore. Doesn't need that much work with it. It just needs enough. So I add a fleshy pink. Add a fleshy red and a smaller degree of size with it. You don't need much, and make it a little bit darker around here. It's gonna need that color, and then we'll go ahead and just erase any excess color that's decided to hang out. Yeet. That's all you needed for that. But now you gotta do textures on the wings. That'll be the last thing, besides the action of the eyes. The eyes I want to do first. Go back over on this side. We want the lighter colors to stand up. We want the lighter colors to stand out on the side that doesn't have enough light on this side, but will have more than enough light on this side. So anything that's facing the light, like my right side of my face is facing light right here. We want some more highlight, like a reflected light on the opposite side. So you'll still see the details of this eye, even though this eye is brighter. You'll still see it either way. So we won't put as much highlights in this one as we will this one, because the lighter colors on this eye are going to stand out more. So we're going to take this nice brighter color, go to really, really small, really tiny, maybe smaller than that, go with 2.3. And we'll zoom in right into the pixels like we usually do. So we'll have it go down about there and have this one here, this one in a little bit shorter each time. So that'll be where the main part of the eye is. But then we'll go a little bit smaller, go to 1.5, and add that brighter highlights in certain places where it's going to be closer to the light. But only in this area, because we want this one to be the brightest portion of it. But we do want to add some highlights of where some of these areas cross up. Some of the dark and the light cross up, so it gives some dimension to it. God, it feels so good. It feels so good whenever it comes up looking nice. Oh, it's my heart happy. Man, I'm so happy about that. Shit. Alright, let's go back to, so let's find the brightest color on here. Put it up to here. And we'll do almost the exact same. So go ahead and follow that. But it'll be a lot less of the highlights coming through. And maybe like one right here and like this. We'll have a little bit extra here. But we won't go to a full white with what we did the last one. So we'll have, this side will go a little bit smaller. So it doesn't hit as much of it. Then we'll add that highlight here. Make it more pronounced here. And there, maybe. Yeah, let's try there as well. And we'll have it along here. Man, it feels so good for when it comes out right. The last thing we need to do, though, is figure out how we're going to do the wings. Because the wings, this entire thing is going to be transparent. The entire thing is. Because it's going to be saved as a PNG. So I don't need to worry about coloring the wings white or anything else like that. I need the details of the wings. I don't know if that makes sense, but it will. So I'm going to go ahead and make it to where it's there, and then edit, canvas. We're going to layer and then merge visible. Nope. Yep, that works too. So now we have all this here in this order, but we need to figure out what we're going to do. We don't ever use an airbrush, ever. Except for now, because this is a different thing. This is a texture. So I need to figure out what kind of texture I want. Do I want a bristle texture? Oh, fuck no, dude. What about fine hollow? No. I have a lot of different textures on here. Rough. That's nice, actually. Holy fuck. That looks really nice. But uneven. Is it this? It's not. Let's see, canvas. I actually like the way that the canvas is looking. The screen. Is that screen 1, really? I want some of. See what canvas looks like. Oh no, I don't like that one at all. So after screen 8, I think, is when it gets. It's like having this and a really, like, bunch it up in one space and then just try to blur this out. It doesn't do much for it. It really doesn't. So now I'm trying everything to get a good idea of what I want with this. No, that's too much. That's too much. Nah. That leather. That's the closest it would be. So I lower the opacity enough and just choose a color. It'll be like this. The leather looks really good, actually. Now what I want is to erase the outside stuff. Nope. All right, erase that. Because what I wanted to do is get into the wings, erase some of it with a softer eraser, and add some yellow tinge and lighten it up quite a bit. Alright, Steven, I see you. How you doing? You believe it? My gosh. I'm the only one allowed to make puns on this channel. Let's see, let's go ahead and get back in there with a smaller eraser. Erase the inside of this. This needs to be clean. So let's make the density of this eraser a lot smaller. Erase parts of it. Make it lighter around certain parts. Around the edges, I'm guessing. I'm thinking at least. Lighter around the around the edges feels a lot better than anywhere else. Pretty good. Keep it up. Thank you, man. It feels good to be able to, you know, do art again after a long ass time. So I want to make this. I'm gonna make it brighter. Maybe a little bit more orangish. So now when I add it here, it's gonna be lighter. It's not gonna stand out too much, just enough. There's enough against everything else. I think I can lower that opacity a bit. That's actually no. Let's put it back up to 22. Hue and saturation. Saturation. Let's turn it up. Turn it down. About right here. I want to keep it here. Luminescence down. Contrast. Don't want the contrast to be too much. Color deepen. Lower it down a bit. It seems like it'd be good. I'm feeling good about that. So let's go ahead and save this. Has a side image. Save as the JPEG. And then we will save it as a PNG. Because PNGs will give you the highest resolution for an image. And then whenever you want to put it to something, it'll transfer easier than a JPEG would. Feels good to get it done, at least. Always sign your name. That's one thing I never forget, but I always forget. Sign your shit. So we can erase that layer. Edit, layers, merge visible layers. So now we can go ahead and sign down at the bottom. Now we'll just resave it. Has the PNG. I got 32 file, save as the JPEG. Because we still have the PSI file, so we don't need to worry about losing it. Alright, you guys. Thanks. It's not that close to the image so they can't crop it. It's for a friend. I don't think anyone's gonna fucking steal this shit. It's going for whatever, and plus I have the PSI file. I can just show that if anyone wants to even try to steal it. It's easy. Whatever. It doesn't bother me too much. I know, I stream my art. I have people that see my art and whatever else. So it's not too bad. And plus, they could just erase it or something, put it on a white background. It's not too bad. So, it's hard to get around piracy or people trying to steal your art. So it's fine. I'm here for a good time. Here to get back into art. I haven't been into it as much as I used to be. So hopefully this will get me back out of my rut. Anyway, thank you, Steven, for stopping by. And thank you anyone else who stopped by during the stream. The video will be up on the channel. I don't have it to where they're deleted or anything. So you guys can keep watching. But thank you guys for stopping by. And hopefully next time I will actually finish this one. So, we'll not finish it, but add more to it. We'll see how it goes. Well, with all that, thank you guys again for stopping by, and I will see you guys in the next one. See ya. Yeet!